Today, we are diving into a story of professional resilience that just completely shook the world of wrestling. It's all about a wrestler who got fired, totally reinvented herself, and then came back to her old stomping grounds, not just as a competitor, but as a rival champion. Seriously, it's a comeback story so wild, you'd think it was straight out of a movie.
So, in professional wrestling, different companies are usually like these fierce, walled-off kingdoms, right? For decades, they've been battling it out for fans, for talent, for TV time. But just recently, something called the Forbidden Door, that imaginary wall between promotions, it didn't just get opened, it was blown clean off its hinges. And it led to one of the most unbelievable moments we've seen in a long, long time.
And that's what brings us to the big, mind-blowing question here. How on earth did a champion from TNA Wrestling, a rival company, walk into a WWE ring and not just compete, but actually walk out with her title after a history-making match? I mean, how does that even happen? Okay, so here's the scene. It's the NXT Heatwave event. Ash by Elegance, who is representing TNA, is in a triple threat match for her TNA Knockouts World Championship. And then, in a moment nobody saw coming, she pins her opponent inside a WWE ring to keep her TNA title. It was just an insane climax to a wild story. But, to really get this victory, we have to go back and understand the fall. See, just a few months before all this, the wrestler we now know as Ash by Elegance was hitting rock bottom in her career. She wasn't some champion from another company. She was a recently fired WWE superstar who was pretty sure her dream was over for good. Let's rewind a bit. For about 10 years, WWE fans knew her as Dana Brooke. She signed back in 2013 and, get this, she started right where this story ends, in NXT. She eventually moved up to the main roster, found some success. She was a 15-time 24/7 champion. But then, in September 2023, the ride came to a sudden halt. She was released from her contract. And that hit her hard. It was, in her own words, a total roller coaster of emotions. She literally felt like her world was crashing down around her. After all those years fighting to get a taste of the top, to have it all just stripped away like that, it made her question everything. She even thought about just hanging up her boots for good. But she didn't give up. Nope. Instead, she took a huge chance on herself. She signed with TNA Wrestling and made a very calculated, very smart decision. The old underdog persona of Dana Brooke, that was over. It was time to create something totally new, something that would make a huge impact, something, well, elegant. Now this is what's so fascinating. Look at the complete 180 here. In WWE, she said she was always crawling and scratching, fighting from below but never quite breaking through that ceiling. Ash by Elegance is the exact opposite. She's a heel, the villain. She's arrogant, she's entitled, and she is completely in control. This was a total reinvention, and it was designed to make some serious waves. And her whole game plan for this new character was simple, but man, was it effective. From the second she walks out, she wants everyone in that building, even someone who's never watched wrestling in their life, to know, okay, I'm supposed to boo this person. Her entire job is to be so cocky, so into herself, that the crowd has no choice but to go nuts cheering for whoever she's in the ring with. But here's the thing. She doesn't look at her past like it was some kind of failure. She sees it as the absolute foundation for the success she's having now. She said it herself. All the struggles she went through as Dana Brooke are the very reason Ash by Elegance even exists. It's such a powerful way to reframe a career setback, not as an end, but as a necessary beginning. And that just brings us to the pure poetry of her journey. This incredible comeback didn't just happen anywhere. It happened in an NXT ring, the very same place her WWE career kicked off a decade ago. Coming back not as some hopeful rookie, but as a confident, reigning champion from another company, she called it a full circle moment. And wow, she was right. I want you to just think about this number for a second. 290. That's it. That's how many days went by between her getting released from WWE and her walking back in as a champion. In less than a year, she went from being told, "We don't need you," to strolling back onto their stage as a title holder, a completely new performer, and a main event player. The speed of that turnaround is just staggering. For her, the whole thing was just surreal. She said if anyone had told her this was going to happen, she would have thought they were completely crazy. She called it the wildest ride and the perfect fairy tale, a dream scenario she never in a million years thought was possible. So you see, this wasn't just about winning a match. It was personal validation on the biggest stage. So the big question is, where does she go from here? This victory wasn't just a happy ending to a comeback story. For her, it's the beginning of what she's calling the Elegance era. And believe me, she has some pretty big plans for what that means. Yeah, her ambition now goes way beyond just herself. As you can see, she wants to use this new spotlight to lift up the entire TNA women's division, mentor the younger talent, and basically pay it forward. But she's not done with WWE either. Not by a long shot. She's already put the NXT Women's Champion on notice, basically threatening to come back and take her title too. When you really boil it all down, this entire incredible journey comes back to this one simple, powerful idea. After facing what could have been a career-ending moment, she didn't sit around and wait for someone else to give her another shot. She bet on herself. She bet on her own ability to reinvent, to adapt, and to win. And that leaves us with a really fascinating final thought. Her story is an amazing testament to personal resilience, for sure, but it might also be signaling a massive shift in the entire industry. Could this one incredible full-circle moment be the thing that kicks off a new era where rival companies actually work together more often? Well, I guess only time will tell.